Good afternoon and welcome to the instructional video for this 2015 Benimar 264. It's a Mileo version, so I'm going to walk you around the outside first, then we'll come on to the inside. So you'll see just behind the driver's door there is a mains plug-in point here that you'll lift up, press the blue button in with your finger and then pull it out, and that is mains power going into the vehicle. Yeah, so without that the lights of your fridge won't work on mains, your heating won't work on mains, the plug sockets inside won't work on mains. Back of that we've got our water filler point, so this is where you put fresh water into it. There's a key that works with the rest of the locks that you'll be given on handover, and this is where you put your fresh water in. Now your frost water tank has a drain, and that can be located directly underneath the vehicle. You'll see that there is a green tap. Green tap is what empties the fresh water tank completely. So if you want to drain it down, you just remove that cap off, and if you want to then fill it up, you need to put that green cap back on, and that is situated probably in the middle of them two fixtures here, just underneath the vehicle, just there. Back of that you've got a sticker telling you LPG, so this is your gas. So again, it locks with the key. You can get 2 bottles in here. This is what is your regulator, and the pigtail there will connect up to your gas bottle. This is propane, which is what we tend to recommend. More than likely you'll get 2 6-kilogram bottles in there quite comfortably. Again, it just locks with the key that you're given when you collect the vehicle. Back of the wheel arch there's a little sticker here, and this is for the wastewater. And what you do on here is you'll see there's a little handle here. All you do is pull it towards you to empty the wastewater, and it will come out from underneath the tank, and then push it back in when you want to stop the wastewater. And the wastewater is water that you put down the sinks, showers, things like that. Yeah, so grey water towards the back, fresh water towards the front. Now the lockers can be opened by twisting them hatches. In here we've got your carpets and your awning winder. I'll send you a separate video of how to use the awning. Your toolkit that's supplied from Fiat. There's a cab mat, a little toolbox there, a silver screen, and we've got mains and 12-volt sockets here as well. So when you're hooked up to mains, the top one will work. When you're not and you turn the power on inside, you're 12-volt. Why would you want that? It's just to give you source outside of the vehicle, or if you're charging anything inside the vehicle. To lock these lockers, close it, twist it, and twist it, and then with the key you'll want to just turn it, quarter of a turn, and it'll flush fit. So when it's flushing like that, it's locked. When it's out like that, it's unlocked. Okay, so that's how you determine the two. Towards the back of the vehicle we've got bike rack mounting points, a reverse camera up there, and a brake light. It has got pre-fitted points if you did want to put reversing sensors on. They'll go onto the little bits here. The side locker on this side, same idea. Twist them to give you access. There's a pack with all the manuals and everything in there, and a spare wheel for you just there. Again, same idea, twist and twist, and when they're like that they're open, when they're flush they're closed. Forward of that it's got a sticker on saying WC. This is your toilet cassette. So you unlock it again using that one single key, pinch it, and that's where you'll find your toilet cassette. To get your toilet cassette out, you lift the handle up and you slide it out. It has wheels on, it's got a handle, and it's got an emptying point there. So you spin that off, turn it upside down, press the little orange button on the top there, and that will release the vacuum, so you'll get a steadier stream out of whatever's in your toilet. Clean it, swill it out, pop it back in, and make sure that the handle just sits over the little bit here. When you've done that, close that, and then use your key to lock it up. The side of the vehicle we've got an awning. Again, I mentioned earlier, I'll send you a separate video of how to use that. And we've got the habitation door, which has got a blind and a fly screen built into it. You can lock it from inside by just lifting it up, and then unlock it by lifting it down. To open it, there's a little handle here which opens it to gain access in or out of the vehicle. Forward of that door you've got 2 items. The first one here is an external barbecue and shower point. Yeah, the shower point has a little switch, so you need to make sure that that's turned off, which is towards the front when you're not using it, otherwise it will keep running your pump continuously. and the barbecue point under an adapter just to use that. Once its gas is turned on, you'll turn the adapter so it's in line, and that will allow you to have an external barbecue point in the vehicle. Above that we've got the boiler vent, so this is your flue. So this is what you need to make sure is kept clear. Please be careful, it does get hot when it's in use, and that is for the boiler. Further forward we've got the diesel point, so this is where you'll fill up the diesel, and you just use the normal Fiat key for that. Opening the door, you'll find the bonnet release catch can be found to the left. Pull it down and it will open it up. We've got the passenger airbag, a glove box compartment just on the top, another one lower down. We've got your leisure battery, which is fitted under here. Incidentally, under the driver's seat you have provisions for a second battery if you want to do it, and under the mat here is where you will find your engine battery, so that is where the engine battery is located. The passenger side has an electric window switch, and it does come with the Remis blinds, so gently pull them across. They work both on the side windows and equally if you pull them together on the cab windows. The cab ones magnetise in the middle, and that will allow you then to screen out the dark or the light in the evening. We've got some storage compartments just down here as well, and again a little plate telling you what the vehicle is. To get under the bonnet, so directly above the Benimar or the Fiat side, you'll find there's a little yellow lever. So you lift that up, and that will allow you then to gain access to the underneath the cab. In here you've got a negative point for jump starting just here, and your positive point can be found down here, and it is underneath that cap there. So you just put your key in and flick it, and that gives you access into that area. Your negative point just there, and there is a sticker above. Oil and dipstick, and then to the far left hand side you've got your screen wash just there with a blue cap on. Close it, you gently just release the bonnet, and that will allow you to close that area up. So that's the outside of the vehicle taken care of. Let's move on inside. So inside the vehicle itself, we'll find just above the door here the main control panel. So we're going to start from the beginning with the panel turned off. To turn it on, you press the left button and it'll light up green to illuminate that there is power into the vehicle for you. Yeah. The next one along is the 12 volt button. So this will allow you to use your lights in the vehicle, power in the vehicle, will also operate the pumps and things like that. So these two must be on at all times. Yeah, your lights don't need to be. You can simply turn your lights off by using the switches around the vehicle, but these two lights must be on for your pump to work and things like that, for your toilet, etc. So once we've filled up the fresh water, what we'll need to do is come to this compartment here, and we'll need to shut the boiler drain valve. So I've removed the cushions to give us access into this area, and this is your boiler. Yeah, so down here we've got a frost protection valve. Yeah, and this is this little valve here. Yeah, now there's two parts to it. There's a little blue button at the bottom and a diamond across the top. As you see it at the minute, that basically would be open. So if you was to run your pump now and turn your taps to hot, it will simply run through the boiler and out underneath the vehicle directly below onto the floor. So for you and able to fill it up, you need to turn that across, and at the same time press that button in at the bottom. So as you see it now, is in the usable position. Yeah, once you've got it like that, then you can go to your pump, turn on your pump, turn your tap on and prime the boiler. So what we need to do is fill up that boiler of water. So initially your taps will spit and spurt, and all it's doing is pulling the air out of it through your taps until the system's full up. Okay, so that's the boiler and your frost protection valve. Also in this cupboard you've got your main RCD box, so this is like we've got at home with a yellow test button here. Yeah, so when we're hooked up to mains, should go down like that, and then you should be able to push it back on. That will tell you that you've got mains power in the vehicle. We've got your fuses, so if you think something's not working, this is where your fuse box is. And then we've got the battery charger, which is just at the side of it. So all nice and neat, that is where your main electrics are, where your boiler is, and where your frost protection valve for draining the water is. if you forget that, like I say, it simply will empty the water out underneath the vehicle, directly below this boiler point. You will forget at one point. We'll use the video as a reference, put it on your check sheet. That's something that's often missed or forgotten 3 times. I'd advise you to empty that when you're not using the vehicle for any length of time, because it will stop you doing it and causing issues. Certainly when it gets cold, it'll stop the boiler from freezing up. It does drop once it reaches a certain temperature anyway, but if you get in the habit of doing it regular, it'll stop that occasion where you've maybe have forgotten for it to cause any problem. Cab wise, you've got your seats that swivel. On the seats themselves, you've got adjusters. Yeah, you've got a bar at the front that pulls it closer or further away, so you lift up that bar, and then you've got your release for swiveling it round. Now it only locks in place forward facing, but when it's forward facing, all you simply do is just pull that back, releases it, and it will allow you to spin the seat around. Okay, we've got a USB charging point just up there. These little light switches turn on and off, and there's a little light switch just behind, just there. We've got the opening windows, so literally unhook it on both sides, open that down, and then that will wind open. Yeah, like so. Please don't travel with this open, and on closing it, make sure that you wind it down. Don't do it too hard, because you can force that mechanism, and then latch it in place just like so. We have got a blind and a flash screen on there as well. Yeah, so just push it around. Light switch for them is just behind the cushion. Into the cab area, we've got the Fiat multimedia system. So we've got nav, media, which you plug in through the little sockets down at the bottom, radio, Bluetooth. You've got the little pull-up stanchion just there. Pull the lever at the side and it will open up. You can put your phone or a tablet or whatever you want in there, and reverse it back down. This is on the Robotized 6-speed Fiat gearbox. Yeah, so that's just there. We've got speed limiter and cruise control on the bottom stalk, light switches and indicators on the top stalk, multi steering wheel functions. We've got your windscreen wipers on here, and then on the end of it you've got a little trip counter, so it'll run you through. Window switches, electric window switches for both sides, a lock button for the doors, and your mirror switches just there. Into this area, so you can move it around, so the table will spin around left and right, forward and back. It does extend as well. So just like so, so you've got a bigger table. To lock the table in place, on either side you've got these little wheels. So if you tighten them up, it will enable you to lock it, slide it around and extend it. To release it, you do the opposite and it stays in place. You've got a swivel or a handle just here. Yeah. And what that does then, it will allow you to swivel it round. And then you've got a lock button just here, which will lock the table in place. To drop the table as well, you've got to push that handle all the way to the front, and then pushing on the top of the table, it will then allow it to go down to either use it as a lower coffee table, or you can make it up to a lower berth if you wanted to. You'll have to sort of use sort of a bit of the cushions if you want to do that, to make it into a lower berth underneath. Yeah, isn't really designed for that, but it can do that. Seat wise, you've got the L shape. Or what you can do is that spare cushion there will go in the end, and you'll just have it as a normal bench seat. To make it into a bench seat, you'd remove that. And this is if you're travelling. You'd move that seat there. So move those cushions out of the way. Just like so. Slide that section in. And then put that cushion, which is cut to fit in that area, slide it in there, and that would give you your passenger seating area. Seat belts are just behind the seat cushions, just like that. In this area as well, just hidden away a little bit, we've got a main socket and a USB and a 12 volt socket, and we've got the fresh water heater just down here. So if it gets really cold, you're worried about the fresh water tank freezing up, that is your little heater to stop that from happening. Just switch it on and off as you want to use it. Yeah. Into the cupboard, just lift the handle down and it will move the fitting. That will give you access, and the same on this side. Yeah. So now we know where the boiler is, we can then put the pump on. Now we'd only do this if we've got water in. So how would you know if you've got water in? Well, one, you'd know if you were filling it up from the outside and it was overflowing. Otherwise, we'll come to this bottom button here and we'll press and hold it. So we've nothing in at the moment because it's telling us it's red. Yeah, so that's for your fresh water. You've got a level indicator here that tells you what power's in your leisure battery, and another one to tell you what power is in your engine battery. So you press and hold it and it'll come up. The top one on the right is your awning light, so your external light. We've got an indicator to tell you plugged into mains. And if in an evening there's someone in this front area and they don't like the bright lights, press and hold this and it will dim the lights down. Keep it pressed and it will make it brighter. So that's really a choice of how you want it on that control panel, guys. Okay. Next to the control panel, you'll find the heating system. To the left hand side, you've got the thermostat, and then you've got your main control. So the main thing, I always say the same thing on this, is don't turn this unit on unless you're either hooked up to mains or you've got gas, or both are on. Yeah. When you do, you press the middle button. Yeah. Your first option at the top will be the motorhome. So you click it using the center button, turn it on to the desired temperature, and then press in the middle button again. I always then go to the fuel. So if I've not got electric or I've not got gas, I'll go and change it straight away. So at the minute we are hooked up, so I'll press 2 kilowatts. If I wanted it to go on to, sorry, just let me go back again, onto the fuel. If I wanted it on 1 kilowatt, then I'll turn the dial towards the left. If I wanted it on mix, so mix is gas and 2 kilowatt, that's your strongest source. Mix and 1 kilowatt, so slightly less, and gas only. So again, it depends on what you're hooked up to as to what you select. The middle option between the two that I've selected is for your water. So please don't turn this on if you haven't got water in there, because you will damage your boiler. To turn it on, you turn it to the right and it will be Eco, which is approximately 40 degrees. Hot is approximately 60 degrees. Or we've got Boost. And what Boost will do, it will take all the power away from your heating to get your hot water up to temperature. So in most cases, you'd want it on hot and you press it and it comes above the line there. Like I say, don't do it like we are at the minute because we haven't got any water in there. If we then want to put the fan on, for the blown air, we've got Eco, which is on the fan at the end. High, which is obviously high. And if you then select that and run it for a short period of time, you can go on to Boost to get the heating up to temperature quicker as well. Once it reaches temperature, the flashing light will stop flashing. Yeah, because it's up to temperature in the vehicle. Yeah. To turn it off, you press and hold it, and it does clearly say to you that the unit is off. So get used to the 4 fundamentals before you get onto the other options of timers and sequencers and things like that. The TV I'll show you on the day, pretty straightforward. There is an aerial fitted to it. There is a remote control that we will supply with you, which will turn that unit on, and you'll just need to tune it in as and when you get to site, but I'll show you how to do that separately. Not a standard fit usually on this particular vehicle, it's an option from the customers. The microwave, however, is a standard fit. So this is a mains operated microwave. You cannot use it if you're wild camping and not hooked up to mains. So just be aware of that. To the right, we've got the solar regulator. So that tells you, generally on the green light, that there's power going into it. And then we've got the aerial. So this is a status aerial. To get a better signal, if you're struggling, you'd undo that coil and push it up. And on the top there, there's a little switch at the top to turn the unit on and off. You can just use it off your 12 volt and turn it off when your 12 volt comes off. It's not a problem, but that's the aerial booster box. You've got to turn that on to get the aerial working. Just to show you, it is a symbol LED that lights up when it is turned on. Okay, make sure your cupboard catches are pressed in before you move it on. And then we've got the fridge and the freezer, which is below. So to turn the power on, you press and hold the button in, and it indicates the system up and running here. Yeah. So what we want to do is, first of all, we can go to automatic. So automatic is a function that will automatically, as it says, search the strongest source of power for you. Yeah. We then can turn it off and just go manual. We can then go further down. Battery. The battery will only work when the engine is running. When the engine's not running, it will come up with the warning symbols and a red light to say that it's not working. And that is always the case. And then we've got gas. Again, once you flick to gas, it will only come on if gas is present in the vehicle. So for the purpose of this, we'll go electric. The next one down is how warm or cold we want it in the vehicle. And then the last option is a blower that blows air around the freezer to stop it from freezing up. So top compartment, open the catch, that gives you access into there. Bottom compartment is your fridge, and that will give you access in there. To turn it off, press and hold the square button till the light goes off. Pretty straightforward, I think you'll find. On the edge of the kitchen, we've got your storage compartments. All have little press studs and can all be opened up. Here is where you will find your isolation valves. Now, if you're ever sure whether you're getting gas on, you probably want to look back to this video and check that they're in the position which you see now. Yeah. If they are, they're in the correct position. If they're turned to the side, then they've either been turned off for some reason or you've turned it off by mistake. So closed and open. So just refer back to this if you're unsure. And then when you're moving on, they are on a soft close. So just wait till they've closed and then press the buttons in. Above that, we've got the sink just here with your plug. The tap itself has a little marking on here to tell you hot and cold. Yeah. So you'll just turn it to the desired temperature, left or right, and then swing it out of the way when you finish using it so that you can do that. The oven and the grill has an electric hob and 2 gas. In the upward position is when they are all turned off. Yeah. We've got plug sockets and a 12-volt socket just there. So electric, 2 gas, oven to the left, and then igniter, grill to the right. So just there. Yeah. Below that, we've got some storage compartments. And then to the right of that, we've got the big pull-out larder. Plenty of spaces for all those essentials. Please be aware that when you've had this on, to let it cool down, never put it down on a naked flame. And the fly screens and the blinds work all the same. So pull it down, pull it up. To open the windows, you press the buttons. And then gently open it up and it will stay out. Pull it all the way back and it will lock in place. Okay, above that we've got more storage compartments, and on this door make sure that both press studs are locked in. The door itself here we've got a little pull towards, and that will open the strap up, and that will then allow you to slide the door off to screen off the bedroom area. Now in this bedroom area, the roof lights work exactly the same, so you've got a fly screen and a blind on both this one and your shower one. To open it up, you press the button, pull it down, open it up, and then lock it in place. Make sure the bar is over the little hatch there. Light switch is just up here. Press button to give you access into here. And your toilet cassette. Sorry, you've got your tap here again, marked underneath hot and cold. Your sink plug that just pushes down. Toilet roll holder, and then your toilet. So at the beginning of the video, I started going through the toilet cassette. You will not be able to pull the toilet cassette out if that blade valve is not in the right position. With that valve there, at the bottom here, if it's forward towards the front of the vehicle, with the blade open, you will not be able to pull your toilet cassette out. So slide it back, it will lock it, and then you'll be able to pull your toilet cassette out. You've got a flush button that comes from the fresh water tank, and a full button to tell you that the tank is getting full. Yeah, toilet does swivel around so you can maneuver it to wherever you want, and we've got a little storage compartment just there, soap holder and toilet toothbrush holder just there. The door closes just on a tambour door, so screen's off, but just step back just like that. And then the door for the shower has a turnbuckle, so you'll just open that up and go around, and that will screen off the shower area. Again, for transit, just make sure that it's just clipped in on the top, and again you've got a mixer tap just up there. The ductboard, we'd advise you to take that off when you're showering, pop it back in if you want to stand in there just as a changing area if you want to. So blinds work exactly the same. In the middle we've got a big storage area with hanging and a separate compartment. Here at the back we've got lights and a little storage shelf. You turn them on by pressing the button, turn them off. Above here you've got little storage cupboards on either side, just there. And again another light just up here that just turns on and off. Yeah. In the floor here you've got a storage compartment, so you can just lift that up, gives you access to the underfloor storage, and then just sit it back in just like so. The heating vents you can close or open depending on what you want, so it is up to you. And then underneath the bed area you've got little drawers, or quite large drawers, that opens up for your storage. Yeah, so make sure they're clicked in for your onward journeys. The roof vent above is the same, so fire screen and blind, just like so, and that needs to be in the lock position. Yeah, light switches here will do your main light, also does your little night lights as well, so if you didn't want to turn the big lights on in the evening you can turn that through. And there is an additional light just fitted up here for the actual shower lights, so once your 12 volts on you can put that lighting system on. That will give you a bit of extra light in that area. Okay, above the kitchen, which I missed, you got the Omni vent, so you turn it on or off just here. Yep, sorry, in or out, sorry, so that's your direction. This is how you open it up, so you've got to make sure it's opened by turning the little lever. I'm not going to do it now because it's raining. And then you've got your fan on, fan off. Yeah. The bed itself, you must unclip it from its little buckle, and then you simply just want to pull it down. You probably need two hands to do this. So it's a manual pull down bed. You've got your own light, your ladders and your own screened off curtain. Ladders just hook onto here, yeah, and give you access onto it there. You can leave your bedding up, and once you finish you simply just push it out of the way. And then you back up for your daytime use. On leaving the vehicle, you might want to leave your awning light on, or you want to turn it off. You press that, turn off the power to the vehicle, and then turn off the little green light if you want. If you're storing it at home, or you want to get a bit more charging for your solar panel, you can leave that light on and the solar will give you charge to your leisure battery. If you're not using it for any length of time though, you probably want to turn the whole control panel off. And that concludes the instructional handover video for this beautiful Benimar Mileo 264. I hope you'll find my video useful. Please subscribe and like our YouTube channel. We look forward to your feedbacks and comments, but most importantly, we hope you enjoy your new motorhome. Thanks for watching. Bye now.